A violent, jarring, speed rap of a novel that generates nearly constant suspense. You want me to give you my thoughts on the Hunger Games? Why, is it because I look like Foxface?
One of the best written books I couldn't stop reading.
A throbbingly tense thriller. Brilliantly plotted and perfectly paced. One of the best thought-provoking books I've read in a long time. I was so obsessed with this book. The Hunger Games is amazing. You know, I wouldn't go as far to say that it's as good as my books because Twilight's obviously better. The book was just so mega. I felt the same watching the movie. I was just totally transported to the world of the Hunger Games and felt every emotion shown through this hungerness, and it was very effective.
I guess you could say I'd be the king of the Hunger Games. If I was in the Hunger Games, I'd be the king. Get it? Stephen King. It's my name.
Marker. And action.
What is up, Pam? If you have no clue what the Hunger Games is, then you probably didn't get that joke. So what is up, my mega movie people? Marker98 here on my new channel, and guess what? My Hunger Games review is finally here. Can you believe it? Well, of course you can because you clicked on this video, but let's begin. So the movie takes place way in the future. North America is now called Panem. Don't ask me why it's called that. It's divided into 12 districts, or maybe 13. Sorry. But for now, the Hunger Games is set up in which one boy and one girl from each district get randomly selected, brought to a place called the Capitol, spoiled for a few weeks, and then they get thrown into a stadium with absolutely nothing. Everything is televised for TV, and everybody is just fighting to the death. Last one standing wins. Now, there has been a lot of hype around this movie, no sarcasm whatsoever, and at first I wasn't even involved with any of this. I mean, the movie looked cool judging by the trailers, but that was about it. But oh my Peter, once I read this book, I was in. I've been waiting ever since. And the first half of this movie is setting up to the games. I say for the most part it works. We meet a lot of characters from the book, such as Katniss Everdeen, played by Jennifer Lawrence in the movie, the female hero or heroine opposite of Bella Swan. Katniss volunteers to participate in the games instead of her sister Primrose, which shows up. Role model quality right there. I mean, really, most people would just be like, okay, see you sis, good luck. And then she meets pita. And pita is delicious. No, I was talking about pita bread. And then the games begin. Everything is going down, people are getting killed, it's all just really exciting. And some people may say that the first hour was better than the games itself, but I'd have to disagree on that one. The setup before the game start is still good though, and I'll get more into that later. I mean, you know the games are coming, you know everything is about to go down, and a minute before the game start, I was going crazy. They have their whole countdown thing like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. It's happening? 5. Like right now? 4. 3, 2, 1. I mean, I don't usually do this, but I literally was at the edge of my seat the whole time. It was great. There's other likable characters that you get to meet before the games actually start, like people's favorite Woody Harrelson, who plays Haymitch. You know, the guy who's always drunk and he's fun to watch, even though in the movie he doesn't fall off a stage and fall in his own bar. But my favorite was the talk show host played by Stanley Tucci. One problem I have with the movie, yes, it's a book and movie comparison, I know. But in the book, you're reading all of Katniss's feelings. While the games are going down, you get to know everything. And before the movie, I was really craving for a voiceover. While everything was going on, you would hear in the background what she's thinking in her head. But no! Instead, Stanley Tucci, the host, is pointing out everything, you know, for the non-readers of the book. But it just wasn't as effective. You know, I'm fine with the movie going back and forth between action scenes and the host. We should have been sharing feelings with Katniss as well. Another problem I have with the movie is director Gary Ross's direction. What's with the shaky cam? In a movie I find exciting, I'm already going, what's going on? That just happened? And I do that with normal camera. Imagine shaky cam. I couldn't move my fractured neck for a week. And what is with all of those close-ups? Is that just a substitution for it not being in 3D? Yes.
I went there.
And everything in the first half of the movie is just going by super fast. It feels like very quick trailer moments. However, I think the film's length was pretty good, so I guess that's okay. But something I like how people who have read the book are still gonna find this movie intense, even though they know exactly what's coming next, which shows that The Hunger Games was overall successful at coming to life in film form. And a sequel has been announced, for November 22nd, 2013. So, you know, they try to make you excited for that one, kind of hinting at what's coming next, which I get, but it kind of bothers me when they adjust things in the story to work around with the sequels. But if I worked on the first of a trilogy, I'd probably want to do the same thing. The Hunger Games has some blood, but nowhere near as much blood as you imagined when reading the book, which gives it its PG-13 rating. You can tell they kind of held back to have a larger audience, but note there's still maybe some disturbing scenes for some people. I really enjoyed it, fans of the book should too. However, there are some scenes that are completely changed from the book, like how Katniss receives the Mockingjay pin. I just find that stupid, I'm sorry. But there are some added scenes that really add to the movie, like the game makers have this little room where they adjust the weather, add creatures, and do other stuff to the stadium, which I really enjoyed it. The acting is well done, it's exciting, and overall a great time at the movies. I'm going to give The Hunger Games 4.3 out of 5 megamarks. The Hunger Games is mega and worth watching over and over and over again. That's right, it's phrase time! I'll have a phrase after each of my ratings from now on. But that's it for now. This is MegaMovieManMark signing out. Don't forget to like and comment on this video. Did you see The Hunger Games? Are you still planning to? Because what's the hold up, man? And remember, subscribing to MegaMovieManMark is mega cool.